Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Propel 2021. In this session, we will cover Acumatica Distribution functionality with a focus on sales order and shipment management. My name is Ahmad Shahid. I am a senior Acumatica implementation consultant here at the Answer Company. I have done several successful implementations over the last 6 years for businesses in a diverse range of industries, ranging from e-commerce to professional services, etc. In the first part of today's presentation, we will review a sales order and different elements associated with the sales order in Acumatica. I will then process a shipment for the sales order. In the shipment management process, I will cover different elements of the shipment, like generating and printing a pick ticket and packing slip. We will also review how Acumatica can streamline the shipment process by connecting to carriers like FedEx and Canada Post to generate shipping labels, shop for rates, and generate commercial invoices for international shipments. In the second part of today's presentation, I will review similar processes in the first part, but in the second part, I will show you Acumatica's ability to bulk process sales orders and shipments, as several businesses manage hundreds of shipments in a day. In such a high volume environment, Acumatica bulk processing functionality can really save you a lot of time and streamline the processes for your business. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the demo in my Acumatica system. In this part of the video, I will review the sales order to shipment workflow in Acumatica. I will start by reviewing a sales order that was created in the system. Then we will review the shipment management functionality and the different steps involved in the shipment management process. So let's dive right in. First of all, I will click at my sales order workspace and bring up my sales order generic inquiry. This generic inquiry shows all the different sales orders that are sitting in the system. At this point in my sales demo system, you can see I have about 5,462 sales orders sitting there. You can also create different filters on this screen to create ease of navigation for your users. For example, I have a filter for my sales orders, and I have a filter that would show me sales orders that are sitting on hold status. You can create many different filters and share them among different users in the organization. So let's go ahead and click this sales order and review this further. First of all, you will notice that Acumatica has an order type and an order number for each sales order, and the combination of two creates a unique sales order key in the system. The order type also has the ability to drive different workflows. For example, a sales order might have to go from sales order to shipment, and another sales order might have to jump directly from sales order to invoicing. So depending on the business use case, we have the flexibility to configure different workflows using order types. The order number in this case is 6137, which is generated by the system. This can be auto numbering or manual numbering, depending on whatever your requirements might be. The customer in this case is USA Bartending School. You can also click, at the time of entering a sales order, you can click the Lookup to bring up your sales order, to bring up your customer lookup. And you can use the search feature to search for a specific customer and select them for a sales order. Here, I have a date field, which is my data entry date. So this sales order was entered on April 18th, 2021. And then I also have a requested on date. And this is the promise date. So this is the date we have promised our customers that they will receive the sales order by. You can also have a scheduled shipment date, which in this case is just auto defaulted to the requested on date. But you can go ahead and change this to an earlier date if that makes sense. And so you can make sure that the requested on date is met. For example, if this sales order is shipped by 26th, we can assume that 4 or 5 days is enough for the sales order to reach our customers. I'm just not going to change this for now, but you could use these date features for your advantage in the system. Let's go ahead and go back to the Document Details tab. Under this tab, this is where you enter different sales order lines or stock items on the sales orders. In this sales order, I have an Acer laptop, and the unit price for the Acer laptop is $500. We do have an inventory lookup here, so you can look up into your stock item master. And similar to the customer lookup, you can search for a stock item based on a description. The second stock item that I'm using on the sales order today is Powerade. Both of these items are being shipped out of the wholesale warehouse. If you had multiple warehouses, you do have the ability to click the lookup and see how many units you have sitting in different warehouses and select and change your data entry or change your warehouse if you needed to for the sales order. I'm just going to stick to wholesale. Next, the Powerade, I'm selling this Powerade in the box of 10. So a box of 10 has 10 eaches. I do have different unit of measures that I can use on this sales order line. This can be configured against the stock item. If I use box 10, then in the bottom, system is telling me I have 1,500 boxes of 10 available. However, if I go ahead and change my unit of measure to each, then the system tells me that I have 15,000 eaches available for the Powerade. So the unit of conversion is once configured on the inventory ID level, it can then help you make decisions on the sales order level. I'm going to go ahead and change this back to box 10. The unit price is also changed based on my unit of measure. The price of the box 10 in this case is configured to be $11.20. Acumatica also allows you to take notes and attach files for each sales order line. So if I were to click this pay-per-click button, this opens up a file attachment window, and you can drag and drop into this window, or you can click Browse to find a file from your system and upload against this specific sales order line. You can also take notes against the sales order line. In this case, I've just written special instructions, but you can use this for your advantage for things like special packaging instructions, because we do have the ability to copy the notes from sales order over to the shipment screen. And this could become a very efficient way of communicating between the sales order entry person and between the shipping clerk, for example. Acumatica does have notes and attachments available on the sales order header level as well. So you can take notes for sales order lines, which can be different for each line. And you can also take notes for the sales order on the header level. And similar to the sales order line, you can choose to copy these notes over to the shipment screen if you needed to. Similar to the sales order line, there's also file attachments on the sales order header level. You can either click Browse and find a file from your system or drag and drop on the screen. Next, let's go ahead and review the shipping settings tab. Oh, before I go there, let me quickly talk about allocations and lot and serial numbers. Acumatica does support lot and serial tracking from cradle to grave. And by clicking allocations, I can allocate a lot number on my sales order line. So let's go ahead and allocate a lot for Powerades. At this point, I just have one lot number for Powerades in the system. And this lot number 15,008 has 15,000 eaches of Powerade on hand. Acumatica can also support expiry tracking. And in this case, this lot number expires on July 25th, 2022, after which date this lot number will be unavailable to be consumed on the sales orders. So let's go ahead and select this lot number. And my allocated box is checked as true, which is great. And I'm going to click OK. Now, coming back into my shipment settings screen, here, the ship to contact and the ship to address is populated from the customer record. If you need it, you could click Override Contact to override the information for this specific sales order. I'm not going to do that today, but this is an option for each sales order case if you needed to. Next, I want to talk a bit about ship vias. This is where Acumatica really streamlines the sales order and shipment processes by connecting directly to a carrier. In this case, the ship via I'm using is FedEx Ground. So let's go ahead and click Shop for Rates. By opening up the Shop for Rates window, I can see that the order weight is 12.72 kgs. And then I have a minor weight of the box getting added on the shipment. So the total weight for this package is 12.77 kgs. Based on the weight of the shipment and based on the dimensions of the box that are configured behind the scenes, Acumatica, when I click refresh rates, it will go ahead and talk to the carriers in real time and fetch rates from the carriers like FedEx and Canada Post. In this implementation, I have configured FedEx and UPS Ground. And as you notice, I have now rates returned for UPS, for FedEx, and different services methods offered by those carriers and configured in Acumatica. So in this case, I'm going to select FedEx Ground. The cost of this freight is going to be $43.09. and it's going to take about 5 days to reach our customer from the date of shipment. In the bottom section of the shop for rates window, the system has packaged this shipment in a large box. Now, we're using automatic packaging in this specific instance. That's why the system has gone ahead and automatically assigned a large box on this specific sales order. However, if you wanted, you could click manual packaging and manually package this shipment in one or many boxes. Some more information about the boxes is visible here. The net weight of the shipment, the gross weight of the shipment, and the unit of measure for the weights. So this all looks good. I'm going to keep my selection for FedEx Ground and click OK. So now we have completed the rate shopping process for this sales order. And we have verified that the shipping contact and shipping address looks good. So let's go ahead and save this sales order here. My sales order record is saved and ready for further processing. So now, next, I want to talk a bit more about freight and shipping terms. The shipping term used on this sales order is free 500, which means that the freight is going to be free if the order total is more than $500, which it is in this case. The order total is visible here, which is $522. So under the totals tab, you will notice that the freight cost of $43.09 is coming in from the carrier. However, there's no freight price getting added onto this sales order. And that's because of the shipping term that I've assigned on the sales order. So let's go ahead and go back to the shipping settings tab and change the shipping terms to CFR, which is cost of freight plus a handling charge. So as soon as I select this and go back to my totals tab, I may have to save this record again because the system refreshes on the new terms. Aha, there you go. So once I assigned a new shipping term and saved my sales order record, I now have a freight price of $53 added on to my order total itself. So the $43.09 is the freight cost. And then based on the shipping term, system has added another $10 as a handling fee onto my freight. So we're just gonna go ahead and select CFR and keep $53.09 on the sales order as my freight price. Going back into document details tab, we can take another look at our document details, our sales order lines, and I think it all looks good. So at this point, the sales order is fine and it's ready for further processing and for shipments. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and email the sales order out to our customer. So by clicking actions, these are some of the next available actions I have available. And again, this is workflow that's configurable based on sales order type. And we have a lot of flexibility in defining these workflows in Acumatica. However, for now, my next step in the workflow is to email the sales order out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and manually do this email process, but we can configure automation schedules in Acumatica so that the email is done behind the scenes and a user doesn't have to manually click email action to email out a sales order. Now, you will notice as soon as I clicked email sales order, there's a new activity attached to the sales order, which means this email has been successfully processed, and this green check mark confirms that the email operation has been completed. So the to email address for this email is going to be picked up from the shipping settings tab and the email field here. So barkeep@usabar10.com is where we are sending this email out to. Let's go ahead and review this email quickly. This is the subject of this email. Revision to product sales order is just the company name in this environment. And the sales order number is also added on this email subject. So 6137 matches our sales order number here. Let's go ahead and click this so we can view the sales order, review the email body and subject. So this is the email body. In this case, it's a very simple configuration. However, Acumatica has a very flexible email notification template functionality. You can use HTML and CSS to configure these email templates that would match the branding for your organization. I've also chosen to configure to attach a file to my emails. Again, this is totally up to your configuration. In this case, we are attaching a PDF file to every sales order emails. And let's go ahead and quickly take a look at this PDF file. So this is Acumatica out-of-box sales order PDF form that gets attached to every sales order confirmation emails. And this is just how this form looks like out of box. Again, we can configure this and adjust this based on our client's requirements. So I'm going to go back to my sales order, make sure it's setting an open status, which means it's now available and ready for further processing and for shipments. Okay, so let's go ahead and process shipment from the sales order record. I will click Actions and Create Shipment. I'll select the current parameters here and click OK. The system now loads the shipment screen and copies all the information from the sales order, so a user doesn't have to do any duplicate data entry here. The shipment number in this case is 3762. The document details copies all of the information from the sales order line. You can see that the notes from the sales order line are also copied onto the shipment screen. And the lot number that we had assigned previously in the allocations tab is also visible and copied into the shipment screen. As a shipper, I can go ahead and change the lot number if I needed to, but I'm going to keep this lot number. Under the shipping settings tab, again, as a shipper, if I needed, I could go ahead and change the ship via. Now, Acumatica has security features which we can configure. And if you need it for your business, we can make ship by a field a read-only field at the shipment screen, so no one can change the settings once they're defined on the sales order level. Next, we're going to go ahead and print a pick list for this shipment. So for that, I'll go ahead and click Actions and Print Pick List. Once I click Print Pick List, system opens up a PDF form, and I can click the Print button to send a print command to my printer. The shipment number 3762 is visible here, and I also have a barcode. So Acumatica does have a warehouse management barcode scanning functionality, which is out of the scope of today's demo. But if you have that functionality enabled, then the barcodes are very helpful, as a picker can walk around in the warehouse and scan the shipment number, scan the location number, which is a barcode here, scan the item barcode, and things like that. So that's perhaps another time's presentation. On this pick list, this is a pick list that comes out of box. We do have the ability to change the design and the data elements on this pick list based on our customers' requirements. By reading this pick list, I can see that I need to pick one laptop and I need to pick 20 Powerades to complete the shipment. Let's go ahead and go back to my shipment record. Next, I can use Actions to print a packing slip. For that, I have to first confirm my shipment. So let's go ahead and first package the shipment. Now, the system has selected a large box for the shipment based on auto packaging. Now, I do want to talk about auto packaging a bit more. So let's go ahead and bring up a stock item. Auto packaging is configured on each stock item level. Now, this is my stock item configuration screen. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the packaging tab. Under the packaging tab, you notice that the weight for each bottle of Powerade is 0.5 kg, and the volume is 0.3 liters. Now, the automatic packaging selected for the Powerade is by weight. Acumatica does have some other options, for example, packaging by quantity or packaging by weight and volume. For packaging by weight, I have further configured 3 different boxes that are allowed for this stock item. And I've configured that a large box can hold 20 kgs of weight, and a medium box can hold 10 kgs of weight, and a small box can hold 4 kgs of weight. If I were to use automatic packaging by quantity for Powerade, then I would have to assign how many quantities or how many bottles of Powerade can fit in a large box versus a medium box versus a small box. I'm just going to go ahead and click Cancel because I do not want to change my configuration and just keep that to by weight. But I did want to speak to this quickly because this is a very helpful feature, and this really would help you streamline your shipment processes by configuring automatic packaging on stock items. So let's click the close sign here and go back to my shipment screen and package this shipment. The system has already assigned a large box, but like I said, you can override the auto packaging at any point and choose to package the shipment in multiple boxes, for example. I'm not going to do that for now, but that option certainly is available. Under the Contents of Selected Packages tab, I'm going to go ahead and assign both of my sales order lines for Acer laptop and Powerade to this box. So at this stage, a packer is essentially recording the packaging transaction in Acumatica. All right, so we've packaged our Acer laptop and 20 bottles of Powerade into a large box. Let's go ahead and click Save. And this completes all of the different steps that I have to take before I can confirm the shipment. So now, as a shipping manager, I can come back and review that my shipment is completely packaged and it's picked. I can go ahead and confirm shipment. So let's go ahead and do that. When I confirm shipment, Acumatica talks to the carrier based on the ship I selected on the shipment, and it grabs the tracking number. So this tracking number came in from FedEx in real time. And also a shipping label came in from FedEx in real time. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this shipping label was generated by FedEx. Now I can go ahead and print this out on my label printer. Finally, the last step that I want to review in this shipment before we send it out of the door is the printing of packing slips. So I can click Reports and click Print Packing Slip. And this is a sample packing slip that we have configured in this environment. Again, you can print this out and include this in the large box before you send the box out of the warehouse. So now in the workflow, our shipment has been packaged. We have received the packing shipping labels. We received the tracking number. We've printed the picking. We've printed the shipping labels and attached them on the large box. Now the shipment is out of the door and out of our warehouse. As one final last step, I'm going to go ahead and click Actions and email shipment. Now, again, similar to the sales order workflow, this can all be automated and run behind the scenes. In this case, I did manually just for the demo purposes, and my shipment email has been logged here against the shipment record. This completes the shipment process and the sales order management and the shipment process for one single sales order. In the next part of the demo, I will show you bulk processing of several sales orders and several shipments from a bulk processing screen. Let's go ahead and take a look at bulk processing screens and see how Acumatica can help us process several orders and shipments in one go. So I'm going back to my sales order workspace, and I'm going to bring up my process orders screen. In the process orders screen, I have different actions available. These are very similar to the actions that are available also on the sales order screen. So the action that I'm going to use today is called Create Shipment. If you remember, for our individual sales order processing, I did click Action, Create Shipments. But for bulk processing screen, I have all of the sales orders now visible in this bulk processing screen that meet the criteria for creating a shipment. Let's go ahead and select 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 sales orders and create a shipment for all 5 of them through this bulk processing screen by clicking the Process button. Acumatica will now spin and create 5 shipment documents, one for each sales order. Here we can see that this is processed and all of them have been processed successfully. So this is it for the process order screen for today's demo. Next, I will go to Process Shipment screen, and I'll run a few shipment processes in bulk. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and print pick lists. I'll select the Print Pick List action, and all 5 of my shipment documents are now visible here. I'm going to go ahead and just select all and click Process. When I click Process, Acumatica will run a PDF report. In this case, the key difference from the last time is that we now have 5 different pick lists. If you notice, this is the shipment number 3763. I'll go next, and now this is shipment number 3764, 3765, and so on. I can then click Print and print all 5 pick lists in one go from my printer. Let's go back to the process shipment screen. As you notice, there's nothing available here because all 5 shipments have already been printed, so they're not visible here anymore. However, I can click Show Printed if I needed to reprint any of these pick lists again. Let's go ahead and click my actions again, and next I will print packing slip. So similarly as printing pick list, I have all 5 shipments available. I can select all and click Process. And this opens up my 5 packing slips. Again, this is the reference number for 3763 shipment. And next I have 3764, 3765, and so on. I can click the print button and send a print command to my printer and print all 5 packing slips in one go. Finally, I can go ahead and I can confirm shipment. So by using the confirm shipments action, I can confirm all 5 in one go, and Acumatica will connect to the carrier, FedEx, in all 5 of these cases, and it'll generate and it'll assign and log shipping labels and tracking numbers for each one of these shipment records back in Acumatica shipment screen, which we'll take a look at in a second. It's processing, and all 5 seem to be processed successfully. If there were any errors or any warnings, they would be visible here, so you can further troubleshoot what the issues might be. For now, luckily, everything went successfully. All right, so confirmed shipments. My shipments are not visible anymore because they're all confirmed now. The last and final step would be to print labels. And all of my shipments are now visible here. I can select them all and click print and send a print command to my label printer. In this case, I won't be able to really show this in today's demo because Acumatica doesn't really open up a PDF file for these labels. It just sends a print command directly, which I won't be able to show in this demo anyway. But I will just go ahead and click one of these shipments and show you that under Packages tab, we do have a tracking number. And again, under labels, under the file attachment, we do have a label attached for this shipment. For international shipments, Acumatica does have the ability to generate and print commercial invoices in bulk, also certificate of origin. So this would be applicable if you were shipping across the border to the US or any international shipments. We can then generate commercial invoices and have them print in bulk. Thank you for taking the time and watching this presentation today. I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach us at info@theanswerco.com. You can also connect with your account manager or visit our e-booth to chat or message our team directly. Once again, I'd like to thank you for taking the time and watching this presentation.